What up, guys? Welcome to the video. Today I'm giving away all of my secrets when it comes to abs to make sure that you get results from your ab workouts. Alright, so I'm going to break down 5 different things, starting with number 1, contraction. Alright, so even though you're doing your ab workouts, sometimes you may not be contracting your abs. Now this is maybe the biggest thing when it comes to toning your abs, because in order to tone, you have to make sure you're squeezing the muscle. All right, so if you're doing crunches and you're going through the movement, yeah, you might be raising your body, yet your abs might not be contracting itself. So when it comes to doing your reps, you have to prioritize quality of your reps versus quantity of your reps, right? So I'd rather you slow it down and focus on every rep to make sure you're squeezing as hard as you can before you move on to the next rep. How do we get a better contraction? There's different ways, all right? There's proper form, that's number 1. Making sure you're doing the right form is gonna help you make sure you're contracting your abs. Number 2 is breathing. And number 3 is mind-muscle connection. It's literally when you connect your mind to the muscle that you want to contract. All right, so just by thinking about it, you actually contract your muscles. Sounds weird, but just as I'm able to lift my hand by thinking about it, right? I lifted it just because it started with a thought. I could contract any muscle I want, such as my chest, by thinking about it. All right, number 3 is breathing. Don't hold your breath when you're doing certain ab exercises. Why? Because when you hold your breath, you have a bunch of air in your stomach. Now, if you have a bunch of air in your stomach, then you won't be able to fully squeeze whenever you do ab exercises, like crunches. So to solve this, as you're going up, you gotta breathe out so that your muscles could fully contract. So imagine you have a balloon that's filled with air. You can't fully squeeze that balloon because there's air in it, right? Only until you allow some air to come out the balloon could you fully squeeze it. So the same applies to your abs. So number 4, pushing through those last reps. Now muscle is only built in those last 2 to 3 reps that you're actually pushing through the burn. All right, your body loves homeostasis. So what that means is that if your limit is 12, whenever you get to the number 12, your mind is going to tell you to stop because it doesn't want to push past its limit. So that's where you come into play, where you want a new body. So in order to have a new body, you have to change what you're currently doing. So when you push past your body's limit each week, then your body will adapt to the load that you're putting on it, right? When it adapts, that means that your muscles getting stronger to be able to handle all the excess load that you're putting on it. So when the mind is telling you to stop because of that burn, that's your indication to keep on pushing for at least 2 to 3 more reps. All right, so number 5 is consistent progression, right? This is made up of 2 things. It's consistency and progression. All right, so when you're consistent with your workouts, that means that your muscles are continuously getting tighter and tighter and tighter, right? Now, if you take a break, maybe like 2 weeks off from your workouts, then you got it tighter when you was working out, but within that 2 weeks, you allowed it to get loose again. So the goal is to do ab workouts frequently enough, but still allow a rest day in between if it's sore, right? And when you come back, because you push past your limits, that means that your muscles was able to recover and now they're stronger. So when you come into your new workout, you're able to do more reps, right? You're able to do better form, right? You're able to handle another set. You're able to take less rest periods because your abs have adapted to the load that you did last workout. So how do you have consistent progression? First, you want to track what you did last workout and make sure you have those results when you're doing your current workout, so you know that you have to beat the numbers that you did last time. All right, so when you do that every single workout, your numbers, it might go up maybe 1 rep each workout, but over 2 weeks and you're doing 6 workouts, that's a 6 extra reps than you did 2 weeks ago. So another point about consistency is that it doesn't have to be an intense workout every single time you work out. You can if you're giving yourself the right amount of rest periods and right amount of nutrition. Now, the person who works out 4 times a week with a light to moderate intensity is going to see way better results than a person who trains for just 1 week with intensity through the roof. right? So keep that in mind, that the small, consistent efforts will outweigh the one time, two time, intense efforts. Have a long term mindset. You will reach the goal as long as you stick to the plan. Just keep on doing these workouts, keep on having a positive mind, envision that goal. What is the difference between the abs and the core, right? So the abs are just the midsection, all right? That's just right here, the midsection. You have different parts of the abs. You have the external obliques, which is on the sides, both sides. You have the you have the internal obliques, which is right under those external obliques. All right, so they're in the same spot, but they're just crisscrossed in different directions. And then we have the rectus abdominis. That's what's known as the six pack. Some people have 8 packs, 10 packs, 4 packs. So it could be any number of packs, but it's called the rectus abdominis. And then we have the transverse abdominis. That's the deepest muscle in the abdominal wall, which helps stabilize the spine and your pelvis. All right. Now the core is the actual center of your body. So think about this midsection, but expand it all the way to the back, and then also think about your pelvis, right? The bottom of your pelvis all the way to the top of your shoulders. So everything except for my arms, my head, and my legs is my core, right? Now, that's a lot of muscles, right? You gotta think about your back muscles, your glute muscles, right? The front, the shoulders. So all of this is your core. So most people, they think the core is just this surrounding area when this is just your abs, all right? All right, so now we're gonna talk about building the abs versus tightening the abs. So some people, they wanna see the abs pop out, right? So in order to do that, you have to grow the muscle itself. Now to grow any muscle, you have to have a consistent overload, right? So if I wanna grow my biceps, I'm going to start with as much as I can handle, maybe 20 pounds at first for 12 reps, and then I'm gonna move up to 25 pounds for 12 reps, and then 30 pounds, and then so on and so on. And eventually, my muscle will adapt to the new load and get bigger and stronger so it can handle it. Same thing for our abs. We want to continuously add weight to the muscle so that it could adapt to the new load and get bigger, because we're challenging it to get bigger by adding the weight. Tightening the abs is less about weight and more about contraction, right? You're not necessarily looking for the abs to bulk up. You're just trying to squeeze those fibers as hard as you can to tighten the abs. And that goes back to the number one priority, which is contraction, right? So if you want tighter abs, you should solely be focused on doing quality reps, which means contracting your abs as hard as you can and breathing out as you're doing your reps. And slowing down your reps actually helps keep your abs tight as well. All right, guys, so that wraps it up. Those are my secrets. You could run the video back to learn and study and make sure you don't miss any of the 5 things that could get in the way of your results. You could go back to learn the difference between the core and the abs, and also understand the difference between building your abs and tightening your abs. All right. You could also go back to the Sculpted Abs ebook, because I discuss these same topics, but just in a little bit more detail. And I hope you guys have a great workout, and I'll see you guys in the next one.